Roger Vladimir had problems with his family and friends, and that is how our story begins. Now we take a look at a small young girl who is shy and upset and wanted to hurl. The kids called her Pee-wee because of her size. She had small arms and such little thighs. She had few problems, but still she felt sorely, because Pee-wee's problem was Roger the bully. Every day before class would begin, Roger would walk up to Pee-wee, and then, with a shake of his fist and a grunt of his throat, he would say,
"Even though I'm big, I'm not one to gloat. I'll be taking your money, your books, your coat, and that will be that. I'm feeling quite kind. I'll leave you your hat."
Pee-wee handed it over without a word, but once Roger left, she said,
"This is absurd. Day after day, I come to this school, and Roger, he makes me a fool. He takes what he wants, all my things and my pride. It's about time someone stood up to him. It's about time I tried."
So she thought up some thoughts and made a great plan, and the first step was to visit a wizard named Dan. Dan wore a pointy hat and robes of green. Pee-wee approached him and laid out her scheme. The wizard thought hard and conjured a spell, and sent Pee-wee back just in time for show and tell. She first checked her pockets and found her card, and then she met Roger with a stare that was hard. She stared and she stared, and she started to shout,
"Hey, Roger Vladimir, I'm calling you out. I'm tired of your attitude, so cold and so cruel. I hereby challenge you to a duel."
Roger scoffed at this ridiculous request, but then he said,
"Just bring it on. Give me your best."
They laid down their mats and shuffled their cards as kids gathered round from all the schoolyard. Roger was first, and so he began,
"I summon the bully monster to attack and defend."
Pee-wee stared down the monster without so much as a blink, and then turned to Roger and gave a sly wink. She looked round the school and to the kids she then told,
"I now draw my card from a wizard of old. I'll beat your bully with something much kinder. From the heart of the cards, I now draw Friend Finder."
The friend finder appeared and then began to work. It skipped over Roger because he was a jerk. From every corner of the school, from every classroom and hall, it gathered friends for Pee-wee, and they answered the call. Roger was surrounded. All the kids had switched sides. He had nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. He had to surrender, and that was the end. And therein lies the strength of a friend,
"I'm sorry,"
said Roger.
"I've been such a bully. Will you accept my apology? I mean it quite fully."
With an outstretched hand and an open heart, that's how Roger and Pee-wee's friendship did start. So remember, kids, be fair and be kind, and always keep this lesson in mind.